guys, it's Sophie. So I didn't have much bookish stuff to talk to you about today because I haven't really read much and I thought I could film my July wrap up, but I just don't feel like it today, and I think July was so hectic I don't know that I'd remember everything like well enough to talk about it properly anyway. So I thought I'd just have a bit of a chat, like a life update, tell you what I'm doing, what's kind of coming up, what I think the channel is probably going to look like sort of going forward for a bit. So obviously we've moved. It's been 3 weeks now today since we've been here. It feels like way longer. And that was a very hectic weeks before that, trying to sort everything out. We're here now, it's lovely. They were doing a lot of work around the house, a lot of work in the garden. The house itself is like really nice, but because it hadn't been lived in for quite a long time, like probably 5-6 months, there's quite a lot to do in the garden particularly, and we just are kind of making it our own and sort of decorating and planning things like that. So we've pretty much been like full on all the weekends and doing stuff all the time. We went to the tip this morning like multiple times. We didn't have the right money for the tip and it was very annoying. So we drove to the tip 5 times, we dropped things at the tip 3 times. So we just got rid of all our garden waste and then we're going to the garden centre later on. But kind of like I'm coming home from work and then doing more stuff like around the house and I get it all sorted. Which is really good fun and really lovely, but I'm just not sitting and reading as much as I normally would be, or certainly as much as I was before we moved, because I've got loads of other bits to do. So I'm probably going to read less. I might not have so many things to talk about unless I am doing my wrap-ups, and I will keep doing wrap-ups. I just don't feel like doing one at the minute. It's just so disjointed in my head. But so doing all that, and then in, well, very end of August, end of this month, I'm going to be starting a new qualification that lets me get a master's, which will be really good. I'm doing that on top of my full-time job. So it's going to be quite full on in terms of setting up a new house, redecorating, gardening, full-time job, masters. So I will keep filming, but I'm probably going to stay with the 1 video a week for the majority of the time, just because I will basically have to be studying. Like I'll do a full 7.5 hour, 8 hour day of study one day at the weekend, and I've got to fit in all the other stuff around it. So I will still keep going, I still want to keep going, I still really like it, but there's just not going to be as much reading time and probably not as much content that I'll have time to kind of go through and sort out and edit and get to a place where I'm happy with it. So just so that you're aware of that. I will do a vlog soon. I'll probably upload it on my Patreon. If you didn't know, I have a Patreon, and that's where I upload the vast majority of my like reading vlogs or like weekend vlogs now. So I will do one like of the new house. If you want to check that out, you can go over to there. So I will do one like showing around the house. I was thought about doing that today, but the house is just in a little bit of a mess, so I want to do it properly, and I'll do it when it's nice and clean and tidy. So that'll be good. Yeah, and then what else are we up to? Tom's managed to get himself a job now, which is really exciting. He hasn't had a job for about 5 years, so really big deal. Really exciting. So he starts till the end of September too. So kind of lots of stuff is changing and adapting, and it's really nice and really exciting, but it is like lots of transitions, I would say, especially for Tom. He's got his driving test in 10 days time, so fingers crossed that goes well as well. That'll be a huge change for him. In terms of health-wise, I feel like I'm doing really well. We had lots of stresses and things, and I had a few wobbles in that time, but I'm using my skills so brilliantly, and I just feel so much better and more able to cope than I did before my therapy, so that's fantastic. And I'm really happy here, really happy here. I say it like multiple times a day. I'm like, I love this, I love living here, which is just really nice. As I say, there's going to be like a settling period where we're trying to sort out all of our stuff and sort out all of the new life stuff, but I think by the new year we'll be like 80% there, which would be good. Yeah, what else? There's one more book. I just thought I'd show you one more that I've got recently that I have started and I'm enjoying so far, and that is a proof copy of Find Me by Andrew Ackman. Sent this one for review obviously, and it's written by the same person who wrote Call Me By Your Name, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm about halfway through. This is probably the only thing I'm properly reading at the minute. I am picking up Duck's New Report and I'm still enjoying it, but because stuff's so piecemeal, I'm not reading as much as I would want. But this is one I'm reading like snippets of before bed, because as I say, we're doing lots of work before bed in the evenings at the moment. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I don't think I've bought any more books. I haven't finished any more books since I spoke to you last. So I'm still just kind of trotting along, but trotting slowly. Anything else that is new? I don't know if there is anything else that's new. I'm filming in like weird locations at the minute. I'm not really sure where I'm going to end up filming. So where I am at the minute is my office, which is kind of a little bit empty at the moment. I'll do a bit of a spin around. I don't know if you can see what's in front of you, but that's my desk, and then there's the window, and here is me. So yeah, this will be where I'll be studying and spending a bit more time when my qualification starts. And then Tom's got one next door. As I say, I will do a vlog, but I'll probably upload it on my Patreon, just to show you what we're doing, what we're up to. It's been really nice for Tom and I to have a bit more space as well. So we were fairly on top of one another, because Tom hasn't been working. He's literally been in the house whenever I'm in the house, so I haven't had any time at home by myself at all really, since he moved in, which is, you know, it's fine. It was, you know, we did it was only 6 months, but it is nice knowing I have these now. We'll have these little snippets of time when he's like working later, or he might sometimes get up at the same time as me, and all of those sorts of things that I'm excited for. It feels really normal and really grown up. I keep saying that to myself, I've really grown up being here, but yeah. And then what else have we been up to? We had a bit of a RuPaul Drag Race binge before we moved. That was our like, we need to sit down and do some mindless telly because we're working so hard getting everything sorted for that. And then I haven't really been watching much here, to be honest. I've done a few nights where I've chucked some booktube on when I've been doing stuff. But it's just kind of like adjusting back into what we're doing. And I think I'm someone who's so productive and so task-based that I can find it quite hard to relax when I know how much there is to get done, though I also get a lot of joy from doing things. So I'm a little bit complicated in that I'm not upset when I'm doing stuff, but sometimes it can be to the detriment of me doing other things I also enjoy. So I think I'm kind of in that headspace, and Tom is very different to me in that regard. Tom is very much like my relaxation and my happiness that comes first, and the other stuff will happen if it needs to happen. So we kind of have a bit of a like push and pull, but again, not in a bad way. Like, we don't ever really get like cross with one another. We just respect that the other person has different expectations and different ways of doing things. But yeah, so I think that's kind of where I am. I feel like that's been really rambly, but I just wanted to chat about what's happening with the channel, what's happening in my life. I expect probably, like the reality is, I will be reading less and posting less, just because that's what my life needs at the minute. And I think I've learned through doing booktube for as long as I've been doing it now, that you have to work your channel around your life. You can't work your life around your channel. Though it's lovely and fun and great, it is hard, does take time, and you need to make sure that you are giving yourself space for all the other things you like as well. So that's my 2 cents. I'm not going anywhere. I just will probably pop up once a week now, and I might talk about some other stuff other than books. I might show you what we're doing with our garden if you're particularly interested in that. We've done an awful lot so far. But yeah, I'll see you guys again soon in another video. I will try and do a bookish video for my next one, with whatever it is I read. Who knows, it might just be Find Me, but if it is just Find Me, that's okay too. I'm zero pressure with my books at the minute. Yeah, look after yourselves until I see you again. Alright, bye bye.